we breathe. We don't try to force a pattern of breathing. We don't try to breathe right for meditation. We simply feel and relax and feel and relax and allow ourselves to just let everything else be, to become fully present to this present moment. We allow the sounds in the room to just belong, whatever those might be. We know that we are one eachness within the allness of God, that we are here by divine appointment to be exactly who and what we are, made in the image and likeness of God in all its amazingly beautiful variety. Made different so that we might embrace unity. Made unique to make our own individual imprint on this world. To show up as only we can and bring exactly what we are made to bring. In order to allow that to happen, we just allow the breath, knowing that each and every breath we take is the breath of God itself. It is in God that we live and move and have our being. It is the breath of God that we breathe, the activity of God that we take part in, the presence of God that we bring into this world to share with those around us in our own unique and beautiful way. We give ourselves permission in this moment to be authentically who we are, knowing that what we are is God, in skin, incarnated into this world to have a human expression. To know that that godness shines through us brighter and brighter when we allow ourselves to step up and be who we are. To honor the call that keeps rising up within us for what we are here to express. Knowing that we are here by divine appointment. Knowing that there are no mistakes in Godness. That what is expressing to be healed, to be grown into, to be loved and cherished. Knowing that we are here for all of that. We allow ourselves to feel the love within, wherever that's rooted for you, wherever the God love within you, wherever it roots at, feel that now. It might be in your heart, it might be in the base of your stomach, it might be at the back of your neck. Might be in your back or your legs or just all over all at once. Feel that presence of God within. Feel that divine love that is always there within you. And allow that love to spread throughout your body. The awareness of God within, moving through every cell. Enlivening and informing you, the you that you are here to be. And then knowing that that love is just so huge to contain, we allow it to burst outward through our skin. Sharing that love with those in front of us, behind us, next to us. Feeling that love growing with everyone it touches. Getting so massively huge that it is not contained within this building, that it bursts through the walls, out into the spaces around us, embracing and enfolding all of nature, all of the land, all of the people, all of the creations of God that have come from us, that have come ultimately from God. Feel that love expand, moving across land, across water, enfolding this entire planet in a blanket of loving presence of God. Blasting it out as far as we can possibly imagine it going. We take a moment in the silence to allow it to grow. And we just allow that presence to land wherever it has reached, knowing that wherever it's touched is different because our presence is there too. Knowing that that God awareness is always there. All we need to do is open our eyes and heart to be aware of its presence. Grateful for that truth. We say thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
I have mercy on Adonai, have mercy on me.
Where could I possibly go from there? Thank you. Thank you. Can you feel that? How many times and in how many situations do we get to a place in life where we feel so bare, where we feel so empty in a way, not knowing that we have anything to bring or offer to the world around us, and asking, begging, pleading Godness to help, to come into this space of, I have nothing to bring. I have nothing to give. I don't know what I have to offer. I don't feel worthy. Please, God, which is what Adonai means. Please, God, have mercy on me. Most of us have been raised in faith traditions that hold that God is an outward presence. I've mentioned it so many times before, the old white guy sitting on a cloud, right? Pulling our strings, putting things in front of us to mess us up, to see what we do, so that that God out there gets to decide whether we are worthy of blessings or blame. You have the fantastic fortune to be sitting this morning in a Unity Spiritual Center where we know that the truth is that God is so much more and bigger than someone who is messing with us to see if we are worthy. We are a part of that Godness. God is the allness of everything that there is, whether we call it good or bad. Whether we feel empty or filled to the brim with beauty to share with others, we are always and ever within that Godness. We're never alone. It's only our awareness that steps out. We are always and ever within God. We are always and ever on the verge of the next brand new thing that we will do and be in this life. What can be missing, what can be asking for mercy, is this small sense of ourself that says, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. Am I the only one that feels that way? Oh my gosh, how could I? Oh, little old me. How much do we little ourselves? I'm still crying, Vix, my gosh. How much do we little ourselves into in this life because we think we are somehow broken or less than deserving, or because something we've done wasn't good enough and now we have to pay for it. We have to suffer in some way because of a mistake that we have made. God is bigger than that. God is every possibility that can ever exist. God is every activity that could ever happen. God is all the love that can ever be. It's right here, right now, every moment, and we are always in it. We're breathing God. If you ever have that moment of, I have nothing to give, please give yourself the gift of knowing that that is our sense of self that is in this little human package that we have come to experience this divine life within. That we always have the ability to tap into that unlimited power, presence, light, life, and love of God every single millisecond of our lives. We exist within it. We are made of it. We are a part of it. And so therefore, if you have those times where you are feeling like, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I need to do this or that or the other to be deserving, take a moment and take a deep breath. And let yourself go, well, oh goodness. I just breathed in a breath of God. Holy cow. What can I do with it? Because whether tomorrow is the best day of your life or a reason to not get up and do depends on your use, your awareness, your belief system, your BS. It is your BS that dictates the life that you're living. Is it a belief system that supports you, or is it a bunch of BS? You get to decide. Every minute, every day, it can change. See, that's the thing. Today is our mid-year check-in, and I want you to remember for a few minutes back to December of 2024, all those lifetimes ago, when we were thinking about it becoming a new year. And you head into that space of, what can I let go of? And what can I be new with next year? And what can I grab onto? And what am I going to leave behind and never do again? I'll never be angry again. Don't lie to my friend yourself like that. Come on. We're in human skins. We're going to get angry. We're going to get, some days I'm more appropriate than others up here. Sorry, we're going to get angry, we're going to get scared, we're going to feel like we are the king of the world, and then we're going to feel like we are absolutely defeated. We're going to go through every bit of this because we are incarnated in skin. It's what this is for. This is this big, giant laboratory of what we will allow ourselves to experiment with and grow from and grow in this life. And so, as we move through, if we can give ourselves the gift of knowing that we are a part of that presence of God, it's going to change what happens. So we ended 2024 with the most stunningly beautiful Christmas Eve service, and then our Burning Bowl service. I know a lot of us were there at the Burning Bowl service. And as I said at the Burning Bowl, often we will go into it saying, I'm going to leave this behind and never do it again. Stop it. I'm going to give you the mean mommy eyebrow in a minute, because don't do that to yourself. What we are leaving behind when we decide to be new in something, when we decide to show up and do a new thing, what we would be leaving behind is our resistance to the fact that, guess what? Wherever I go, there I am. And I have wounds, and I have things that I'm great at and things that I stink at. And I have weaknesses and strengths, and I can move forward leaning on my strengths instead of laying back on my weakness. I can make those choices to do it, but I'm always going to be in this human skin while I'm human. And while that's happening, I can know that I have wounds and strengths and weaknesses and decide what I'm going to do about that. Because if we act like something doesn't bother us, if we act like we don't have something to learn, if we act like the fact that that painting is crooked doesn't bother me, if I act like I'm not going to see that every time I turn, but thank you, Richard. If I act like my... If we act like something isn't bothering us and it's picking at us the whole time, it's kind of like, as I've heard the analogy, holding beach balls underwater. You can only hold a couple, and then they all start popping up. And when they pop up is when some dear, sweet person who loves you does something that they're trying to help you with, and it normally would irritate you this much. But because you have 17 beach balls that you're trying to hold underwater, you're ready to explode at any given moment. And so that person gets the vitriol and venom you have been holding inside that came from someone else, maybe even 25 years ago, that suddenly you're vomiting up all over someone else that didn't earn it. Right? Only me that's ever done that? So the idea is that as we become new and as we allow ourselves to become new, because we get that opportunity, whatever happens in this life, we've all had stuff that's great and we've all had stuff that's horrible that has happened to us in our lives. We get to decide what becomes of that by the consciousness with which we are holding it. I've used this example so many times it might be tired for you, but when my husband died, I had no idea what to do next. I mean, the world came out from under me as far as I was concerned. What I didn't know was that 4 months before my husband died, your amazing leader here took the same step and left his skin. And while I was over there in West Palm Beach mourning and grieving and hiding in my bedroom and going to work and getting quickly back home, you guys were dealing with your own grief and moving through your own trying to make sense of what in heaven's name could Unity of Sebring be without Reverend Andy standing here on this platform. And then we're convinced that my husband and Andy got together somewhere up there and said, this would probably be a good idea. Can we get Trish over to Sebring somehow? And, can we have Tina and Trish meet? And can we see what would happen? And it happened. Celebration. New life. New possibilities. An honoring of a legacy. Moving forward with Unity of Sebring, which we know that Andy would absolutely want. And I swear sometimes he's telling me I'm not doing the things he wants me to do, so I got to get on it. And we all get to walk places we didn't walk before, or we might not have walked before, because we each have our own awareness, and so our life expands. And it gets to expand again and again and again if we choose it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but after our burning bowl ceremony of me letting go things that, see, this is the thing, we're not letting go of anger or letting go of fear when we put it in the fire. We are bringing it to the light. As Mike shared with me, he said it's only our shadow because we're keeping it in the dark. If we bring it to the light, we can loosen our grip on our resistance to the fact that we sometimes get mad, and we sometimes get scared, and we sometimes make mistakes. We are divine beings having a human experience, and that's part of this human experience. And so after releasing that, we step into a ceremony here at Unity of Sebring we call the White Stone. So bless you. The first Sunday of every year, we have a meditation and a service where we have a white stone and we will bring up what is our intention, what is our identity for this year, what are we concentrating on and bringing up. And, people make resolutions, people make intentions. I don't know about you, but I find that every year when that word arises, I'm like, really? That's it? Okay. Or some years I'm like, nope, I don't want that word. La, 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 la. And I want another word. But whenever the word arises, if you're in this practice of opening to that intention for the year, it starts to become a pattern inside of you, and you can't help it. It starts rising up like, nope, this is what's coming in the year. This is what's coming. Get ready for it. This is what I'm asking you to do this year. And I tend to be a little ADHD. Maybe you've noticed. Probably you've noticed. Maybe this morning. And I tend to, go off in many different directions. And this year, what kept rising for me at the end of 2024 was indwell. Indwell. Presence. Be present in the present. Stop getting your shopping list together while you're doing this task. Make sure that you are wherever you are, that you are fully there. And every single year, whatever that word is going to be, I've had so many. I have a whole bunch of white stones lined up in my windowsill in my office. I can see years of white stone words and what my journey has been. And that when indwell hit, I thought, because some of these words, you're going to have a year of being called higher. See, this is the thing. And I hope one year all of us can grasp it. When you make a New Year's resolution, when you make a declaration to the universe, when you say, I am going to be the most loving person in the world, those of you that have heard me use this before know what's coming, right? When you say, I'm going to be so loving to everybody, the universe goes, really? Oh, I'm so glad you're saying that. Hold on. Let's test that, shall we? You remember that person that gets on your last nerve? Here they are. And guess what? They're staying for a week. Let's see how you're going to do, love. That's what happens. And see, we have this relationship with that where people tend to go, oh, the devil did it, or God was tempting me. He put that person that gets on my last nerve in front of me so that I would blow it. If that's the version of God that you have, that's probably what's going to happen. Because we like to be right. We always want to be right. And so even at our own expense, we will be right. We'll say, oh, yes, he told you I couldn't stay sober. Told you I couldn't get through that. Told you I was going to blow my top at my husband when he did that one thing with the dish towel that drives me crazy. So we have in every moment, we have that choice. Do we hold on to it as just this justification for how much we stink? Or do we hold on to it and go, oh, wow, there it is again. Look, it's the person that gets on my last nerve. What is it about them that gets on my last nerve? And why does that bother me? Why do I care if that's what she decided to wear? Why do I care if someone chooses to use a pronoun that doesn't make sense to me? Why do I care who somebody loves or how they choose to incarnate in this existence? Or why do I care? How is it my business? And why is this putting a thumb on something that really bothers me? Every one of our triggers, every one of our fears, every one of our worries is an invitation. It's the ding on your cell phone. Notification. Guess what? This bothers you. And you get to choose to dig a little deeper and find out why, and maybe where that came from, or why it feels this way, and then you get to choose to continue reacting or move from reaction to response. We don't get to not be angry ever, or scared ever, or any of that ever, as long, well, if we're healthy psychologically, that is. If you never get mad, I have the name of a great therapist I can introduce you to. Because there are things that are going to set you off, and that's okay. That's part of this existence. That's part of why we're here. That's part of how we learn, is to have things that trigger us. They're not sent to hurt us or tempt us or be the devil in the details. They're sent to call us higher. You said you wanted to be loved, so show me how to be loved. You said you wanted a new relationship. Did you mean it? Here comes one. Are you going to show up new in it, or are you going to bring everything that you've done before and say, that's just me? That is one of the biggest cop-outs I have ever heard, and I regularly school my 39-year-old daughter on it. She'll say, well, that's just me. I'll say, really? You never change? Really? You can't grow? I'm 59 years old. 59! You make one mistake. You say one. Well, I feel 49. I mean, no, actually I feel about 35. But anyway, so 59. I can change. I've done it. I've invited someone new into my life. And we're making room for each other and what that looks like. Never thought I would. I've shared with many of you, for about 2 years after my husband died, I would feel physically ill at the thought of trying to let someone into my little bubble. Physically ill. It took a long time to relax my resistance around the fact that though I'm 59, I'm a very vibrant human. And as my husband said before he left, I want you to have a full and complete life. See? He agrees. And it's us that gets in the way of opening to something new. So we stepped up in the beginning of this year with new resolutions and new decisions about who we wanted to be and what we wanted to make happen in this life, with celebration and joy and vim and vigor and newness. And by February 20th, most people have forgotten their resolutions. It's scientifically proven that most people have put them right back on the shelf. So in Unity, when we do that white stone, we have this in-your-face thing that keeps going, hello, indwell, hi. Remember that new and shiny word you said? Here it is. Look at it again. And I torture myself. Well, no, I don't torture myself, but I put it right on my desk so that in every interaction I'm doing, I have it there as a touchstone to remind me of what I committed to and what I decided I was going to be about through the presence of God within me, through opening to something bigger than I was in December 2024, through allowing newness to come. Now, when it comes, like I said, when you open to, I want a partner. Wouldn't it be nice to have a partner? Your life is going to go, yeah, guess what? Remember what drove you nuts about your husband? Remember what it's like to have someone in your space, rearranging your stuff? Ooh, that sounded like a shadow laugh. And you get to say and be and do something new. I shared this Bible verse last week, Isaiah 43:9, I'm about to do a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. See, that's the thing. God is always there going, grow, evolve. Here, let me help you. I'm going to show you a situation that might hurt. I'm going to put it right in front of you. And if you would like to grow and do a new thing and perceive what I'm putting in front of you, open, breathe. Know that God is in it as it steps up in front of me. God's already there in the solution. God's holding out every single possibility, not like an old white guy on a cloud teasing you with it, but from here, from you being able to center in and say, what could I do if only I would allow God to drive this thing? And then checking back in every time we need to, and we start to forget that the source of all things is sourcing us. We get to check back in with it and say, here I am again. 2 Corinthians 5:17, so if anyone is in Christ, now here's the catch, we know Christ is in us. You can't avoid it, that Christ's presence is within us in that Godness. If anyone is in Christ, there is a new creation. Everything old has passed away. See, everything has become new. Only when we hold our Christ light to it, we can say, oh my gosh, that is driving me crazy. Hold up the Christ light to it. Why might that be? What could I learn in this thing that is pressing my last button for the 75th time today? Where is Christ's presence, awareness in this so that I might do a new thing? That's the homework for this week. How about if we welcome those invitations to grow? How about if we find something that is triggering us or bothering us? How about if we go do a new thing? How about if we make room for everything, knowing that most especially if it pushes a button in here, what it's revealing is there for healing. And God is the allness, the oneness. There is nothing outside of God. There is no being that has ever been made that is not a part of Godness. If we feel separation from someone else, that's coming from us, not God. Not God. I invite every one of us this week to embrace something new, to find where those triggers are, to move out of our comfort zone and invite something new to happen. Just for fun. If you find something like that this week, I have these lovely little noisemakers that you could celebrate with. You're welcome to take one if you would like. And by the way, I pulled out the pride flag on purpose, of course. This afternoon at 5, we are gathering outside of Montcirc for the Pride Walk around the circle that happens every year. If you would like to join us, I hope that you will, and I hope that you will embrace. I hope that you will embrace, because it's not about being gay or straight or trans or cis. It is about opening to the possibility that every single being has something to offer us, something to teach us, and love to share with us. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Please visit www.unityofsebring.org for more information, to submit a prayer request, or to donate to our ministry. We hope to see you again very soon.